What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Wanted to go over in today's video some updates on Casper. There's been some FUD recently, and I feel like a lot of people are a little confused as to what's going on, so we're going to dive into that. But more importantly, why I feel like this is still a super early on an asset that is really reshaping what Web3 is. And Web3 is just really a massive potential. Web3 is going to allow for you and I to essentially own our data and to make money from it. So Casper is going to be at the core of that. One thing that was just recently announced within the past week or so is that Casper, you see right here, is the first blockchain protocol joining the Swiss Blockchain Federation. So pretty exciting there. This is, if you do a little research here, you see the Swiss Blockchain Federation. It deals with the current, let's see here, the focus areas. The Swiss Blockchain Federation deals with the current developments and trends in blockchain technology. Blockchain technology promises broad fields of application in all areas of our economy and society. With a high degree of maturity, blockchain not only enables efficiency gains and new business models, but also, for example, solutions for combating climate change, protecting privacy, secure digital identity, or for transparent processing in the healthcare industry. So that's cool. Looks like they have focuses on the following topics: financial management, public sector, education. So, you know, Casper's now partnered with them. So that gives us connections to others in the industry, banking, you know, regulations. So they want to be, that tells us that they want to be compliant. They want to be compliant with even the central banks that are inside like Europe, you know, the European Central Bank. So that's interesting to look at as well on that. Now, there was some FUD recently I wanted to talk about. So they had recently, there's a misperception online that Casper and CasperPad. CasperPad is the first Casper supported, well, they allege Casper supported decentralized launchpad built to launch next level projects on the Casper network. So there's some things going around on the Twitter sphere, and it's kind of confusing. A lot of people are essentially, CasperPad offered a token, and there was some issues with, I didn't personally go through this, so I don't have this is not first-hand experience, but too long didn't read. Synopsis of it is that they had some issues when they were just launched, and folks were just not getting they had some Casper tokens staked, and they were not getting what they were supposed to get. So there was a lot of people that were very angry, and rightfully so. So you see here on Twitter, people are like, you know, what's going on with this? So you see right here, CasperPad had just announced, thanks for embarking on our journey to launch amazing projects on Casper Network. We've had a less than desirable start, and we'd love to address all these points and beyond with you all today. It looks like they're having that. So there was misconception that CasperPad and Casper Network, that they were somehow supported and that people were getting scammed out of their money. Casper Network, first of all, they're not directly involved with CasperPad. They're two separate entities. CasperPad, again, is just, they are an ecosystem built on top of Casper. So when you see people spreading false narrative about something, know that Casper is just the actual, you know, the network. Us investing into the token to run the network does not mean that CasperPad is directly associated with that. So just important to keep in mind. I wanted to mention that because people were asking me, well, what do you think about the scam? You know, are people getting scammed here on CasperPad? It's totally, I mean, they're totally different. So there's people here you see on here on Twitter definitely giving CasperPad some hell, and rightfully so. It sounds like they messed some things up with the KYC, the Know Your Customer guidelines there, and just people weren't getting their tokens. So rightfully so, that would you know, make anybody angry. So I still think they're doing great things there. I wanted to share this really cool graphic here, and this is a shout out to Casper Insider on Twitter. You can see this is they have some cool infographics, and this is sourced by Lunar Crush. That's another really cool tool that you can use to track a different, I have this right here, and it just has a bunch of different social metrics and influencers and a lot of different data you can see about like how different projects and companies are trending. But this was really cool because this right here shows that out of a lot of other layer 1 solutions, you can see right here the top blockchain tokens by the past 7 days here, Twitter volume. And you can see Casper's up the most, which, you know, over a lot of other projects, and even against some that are down compared to. So really interesting to see here. And there's another chart here, an on-chain activity. A shout out again to Casper Insider. Here you can see just kind of some metrics of where things are, exchanges, what's going in, what's going out. This was the most interesting to me. Here's the thing that it has grown the most on Twitter. Twitter volume's been increased the most. So little update here. This one's not as much an in-depth. It'll be interesting to see what happens with this announcement with this Casper Pad taking, you know, just not doing the launch very correctly there. So see what happens with that. Long term though, I'm still very bullish on Casper. I'm continuing to accumulate it, especially, I mean, look at these prices. We're at 13 cent right now. So this is one of those where it's like you can get enough. You can put, again, not financial advice, but we know that with, even on the recent deep dive that I did, we know some of the projects that they're working with, connections to AWS and other partnerships like that. They're so connected to Web 3.0, and getting in at this is just like you could get thousands of these. And in the very near future, just realistically, I'm not even trying to be like any of these like moon boy type moonshot. Like in the future, we don't even have to go anywhere crazy. I mean, even like, so right now we're 370 million. All right. So what happens when we go to 2 billion? That's 68 cent from 13 cent. That's still, I mean, that's a massive increase right there. That's a huge multiplier of money. So it'll be nice to take profits. So I'm like, really, I think anything under 50 cent, $1 right now, just keep stacking this thing, because this is going to start moving, especially over into 2022, 2023. I feel like that is when we're going to see really massive moves on this, where we can get up into, you know, 10, 20 billion. I mean, at 20 billion, we're at $7.59 from 13 cent. I mean, you had 20, 30, 50,000 of these tokens. I mean, you're sitting pretty then at that point there. You don't even have to, you could just take a little bit of profit and stake the rest at that point. So still a very good time. This is a good project. And when you see FUD out there, always dig in and know that sometimes the actual network itself is not partnered with certain people. And this is a good example where it's definitely important to do your research and to dig in on things. So yeah, let me know what you guys, are you still buying Casper? Because I know I am. I'd love to hear from you. Tell me what you think. And don't forget, leave a like on the video. Definitely helps. I appreciate all the new subscribers coming by. I'm going to keep these videos coming out. I have some other deep dives coming out on some other companies that I would like to share. Maybe you're already invested in some of them, but introducing them more to folks that are looking for some different ones to get into that are solid, that have some fundamentals behind them, and that we feel like are going to be part of that 1% of cryptos that will survive. So thanks for coming by, and I will see you on the next video.